on
Sega
Genesis somewhere at my parents' house. And then I have Madden 04 through 08 on the GameCube. So, yeah.
Madden 95. Retro.
Yeah.
This guy had Madden 95. But the best one actually was probably Tecmo of the old school.
Oh, I didn't like Tecmo Bowl.
Who was the first person on the cover of Madden?
First person on the... Okay, let's see. Besides John Madden?
Oh, no, I was going to say it was John Madden.
Okay.
John Madden was on the original cover.
Okay.
The only one to survive the Madden curse.
I was going to say...
Then they brought it back for 2000. He was on the cover.
Yeah, I think that was... Yeah, it must have just been like Millennium Edition or whatever.
Who was the first non-Madden person on the cover? It wasn't Troy Polamalu, was it? No.
When was inaugural Madden?
No. Hang on. We'll find out. That's a good question, because I don't know who the first actual player was. Anyway, we've gotten a little... How did we get to Justin Herbert and Oregon to begin with?
Breaking news.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I was like, weren't we talking about basketball? How did we get here?
Jawan can't catch shit. Johnson transferring to Oregon.
Justin Herbert. Got it.
Yep.
Fucking stupid Penn State records.
So how did we get here? Going back to the NCAA tournament.
I think there's a lot of teams asking that right now. Ones that are going home. How did we get here?
I think Auburn and Texas Tech are asking, how did we get here? You know the song Once in a Lifetime by the Talking Heads?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Auburn and Texas Tech are singing that. This is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful wife. Well, how did I get here?
Wow, John Madden was on the cover a lot.
Yeah.
Although they made John Madden football like MS-DOS in 1988.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They actually had that. I saw a copy of that once.
Which, by the way, if you guys have time to listen to a podcast, 30 for 30's Madden's game, fucking awesome. Awesome.
I'll have to.
So I can listen to people having fun.
Well, it's about the person from EA, or the person who had the idea, going to EA and saying, hey, I have an idea for a game, and then actually going and meeting with John Madden. And John Madden's like, well, if we're doing this, we're going to do this right. We're going to use actual playbooks, and we're going to use actual plays, and we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And like Madden was so hands-on, and it took so long for the game to come out because he was so particular.
I bet.
And it blew people's minds.
So, are you asking the first players to be on the cover? Because John Madden was on there with other players.
The first time John Madden did not appear on a cover.
And it was just a player by
Just
himself.
a player. What team was it and what year?
I'll give you 3 clues.
Okay.
I'll give you 2 because 3 might overdo it.
Okay.
Or, no, I'll give you 3. Tennessee Titans played in the
Eddie
Super
George.
Bowl. Heisman Award winner.
Yep. There we go.
The second was Dante Culpepper.
Yes, I remember Dante Culpepper. I knew he wasn't first.
So he's been on it every year since 2000. Was the last year then, right? Because I remember at the Eddie George, I had that.
Eddie George was the 2000. And from 88 to 99, it was Madden. That being said, there are plenty that had Madden, like Barry Sanders in the background. Yeah. There was one with Garrison Hurst. There was one with... I
think Brian Urlacher, too.
Brian Urlacher had his own.
Yep.
He was
Williams,
03, I think.
Eric Williams and Carl Wilson were on the cover of one with him.
As I remember, 2000 was... The 2000 version I had Madden. I think it was like Brian Urlacher in the background.
This is fantastic, and I don't know why. Vince Young of the Tennessee Titans, or Luis Castillo of the San Diego Chargers, if you get the Spanish language version.
Wow! Who was Sean Alexander 05?
Sean Alexander was 06.
06.
That was the Hall of Fame edition.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Lewis, I think, was 02.
Yeah, so actually run through
2011, Madden NFL logo.
Yep.
And then they ended up putting on Peyton Hillis.
Yeah. Remember when we all thought Peyton... Well, when I say we all, I meant the average person was like, oh man, here's this fucking white running back. He's going to be the best running back in the NFL. Fucking sucked. Went to the Giants, was even worse.
Seriously.
So bad. Oh man.
Gronk was on it more than once, like 2 years in a row, wasn't he?
Gronk?
Yeah.
Has any player been on it twice?
Or it might have been
multiple different versions. Oh, no. What you're thinking of is Gronk was followed by Brady.
Tom Brady. Yeah.
Although there were different ones, although Gronk was also... See,
and then we're not going to talk about special editions because there was the Tom Brady and there was the GOAT edition with Tom Brady.
Yeah, because there was one called Madden NFL Overdrive that had a bunch of people on it.
Yeah.
But that's...
How did this become a fucking Madden podcast?
I don't know.
Up next on Madden Pod.
Yeah.
Well, we actually never crowned the champion that we started last year.
You're right. We didn't crown the champion.
That's unfortunate.
Maybe that'll be episode 100.
We'll finally get a champion. At least we're not the AAF. We came back.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if anyone said Reggie Ragland off the balls with the interception during the AAF, they might be around still.
You're absolutely right. I'm going to be honest with you. That moment is one of my favorite moments.
Isn't
of all
it?
Time. Yeah, it's
Isn't
great.
it?
It's fantastic. I mean, how do you get better than off the balls?
I don't know. But we'll talk about that in just a little bit.
It would have helped Witten keep his job.
Ooh. What are you talking about? He's got his job. He's the Cowboys tight end again.
Yeah, he unretired to prevent being fired.
They have a IR edition of Madden.
Madden IR edition.
Why
Why is Tony Romo on it?
So, I mean, does anybody care to have... Obviously. Does anyone care to try and, predict what the championship's going to be now?
No.
For the...
NCAA basketball?
It's going to be Michigan State, Virginia.
I really hope it's not.
I hope
I'm
it's
saying Texas Tech, Virginia.
Yeah.
I
don't want Virginia.
I kind of want Michigan State to win after Izzo caught so much crap for yelling at his player.
I want the game to come down to all the Michigan State players are injured except for 4. And it just so happens to be the position Tom Izzo played. Izzo hits the game-winning basket to win the championship.
Did you see the Scott Van Pelt one big thing where he ripped into everybody complaining about him yelling at the player?
When did we become so soft?
Seriously, though. That's how I feel, except for I wouldn't have said it as nice.
I understand where people are coming from because he looked like he was going to lunge at the kid.
Yeah, but until he goes
Mike Rice and just fucking chokes the kid.
Yeah, until he goes full what's that dude's name? The former Indiana basketball coach.
Bob Knight.
Yeah, Bobby Knight. Unless he goes full Bob Knight and throws a chair at somebody or basketballs at people's heads, calm down, okay? He's just yelling at the kid, and quite frankly, he fucked up, okay? He was being lazy. If you don't want to run up and down the court, maybe you should sit down, big guy.
Exactly. And
I still don't understand why that was even a controversy. Coaches yell at their guys all the time, and these guys are on the verge of not being kids, being kids. But I got screamed at in freaking Little League Baseball by my coach, so I think they're overreacting.
I'll tell you why.
You'd think an adult could handle it. Or a grown man rather than a kid in Little League.
I'll give you 3 words that'll explain exactly why. That's my baby.
Oh God.
Fucking parents.
I don't care. Your child's an adult.
He's right. We have, as a society, gotten so soft. I'm not saying we should be out here fucking rooting for blood. No. But if a coach yells at a player...
If it's outrageous or a coach pushes a player without water breaks to die on the field, yeah, we have a problem. But if the kid messes up, this is the stage that the kid asked for. He went to Michigan for a reason. Michigan State.
Should Izzo not have lunged at him the way he did? Probably not. But yelling at the kid, that's part of fucking sports. It's not violent, it's not mean, it's not angry.
That's what happens when you mess up. You done fucked up, Aaron.
Yeah, this is and this is exactly why, sports get such a bad rap, is because people see this associated with violence, and then when there's actual violence, it's magnified to this fucking crazy level to where like every hit's gonna paralyze someone.
Well, I mean yeah. I mean it is definitely it's a factor because it's oversensitizing something that is supposed to be competition. Life is competition. I don't like. You're competing. You're going to be competing the rest of your life, whether you think so or not. Like you're competing against other people for a job. You're competing with other people for a raise. Sports is just a defined area where, like, okay, this is competition, but that's what life is. Like,
if you want to see what they people the same age could be getting themselves into, just take a walk into any basic training. There are kids the same age as them getting much worse screams, getting physical punishments that these kids don't. Playing Division I sports is a fucking luxury. Alright, it probably sucks having to work as hard as they do and then to get yelled at. And I know Michigan State, especially for football, Michigan State has a drill named Michigan States that are fucking crazy. So, for any of you who don't know what a Michigan State is, it's going to take me a while to explain it, but follow along. You start at the goal line. You run to the 10-yard line, back, 10, back. 20, back, 20, back. 30, back, 30, back. 40, back, 40, back. 50, back, 50, back. Opponent's 40, back to the goal line. Back to the opponent's 40, back to the goal line. And you can figure out that this progresses till you're running goal line, goal line, goal line, goal line, and then work your way all the way back. Alright? That drill is called Michigan State's because they fucking push you at those schools. But if you get to the point where you're playing football at Michigan State, you're an elite athlete, and you should be able to fucking handle that.
Yeah, I mean, especially in basketball. I mean, it's not like it's not like this is not known. It's not like we didn't think Izzo was intense. I say credit to Scott Van Pelt because that was nail on the head as far as what needed to be said for anybody who's pissy over it.
It doesn't make sense to get so mad at shit like this. Because honestly, if Tom Izzo's not yelling at this guy, any other coach is going to.
Yeah, but also in the same sense, it doesn't concern you.
Yeah.
You're a fan. You're not in it. You haven't gone through their entire season to get to this point. You have literally zero frame of reference other than your couch.
You are out of your element, Donnie.
Seriously.
Market 8, dude.
Yep, market 8.
Your foot was over the line.
Over the line! Sorry, Smokey. Your foot was over the line. Market 0.
So that's the reason I kind of hope Michigan State wins. Like, oh, really? Well, maybe his players realized they weren't fucking around anymore. And what happened? They won a national championship. Okay? So, shut your mouth and maybe worry about the guy said something mean on The Bachelor for your fantasy league, okay? Shut the fuck up.
Like, oh my god.
I didn't know that was a thing until it was on the ESPN app.
How did
they get away with that?
Because ESPN and ABC.
Like, fuck you. That doesn't mean it needs a fantasy league. There's no Modern Family or Goldberg's fantasy league. Why is there a Bachelor one?
Because that's not a quote-unquote competition.
Neither is a reality show where there are reality TV writers on the payroll.
Yup.
Listen, I agree with you. I 100% agree with you.
I know, I'm
fucking Survivor is fake. Fucking Big Brother is fake.
I'm just venting because I hate every time on Monday I forget to change the damn channel when I'm watching Jeopardy and it goes, tonight I'm The Bachelor, and I have to run from my kitchen into my living room and be like, I'm not in this house.